Dave made this beat.
Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 276. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy. Welcome back, SLAC fan. Let's get into it.
Yes, let's get it. We got some fun things to go over for sure today that we want to get to. But before we do that, as always, we love to welcome in our Slackers, whether you're tuning in live or whether you're listening later on the podcast feeds and all of that, on the iTunes, on Spotify. We appreciate you. We see our numbers. And, we wouldn't be able to do that without you all, your love and support. So thank you so much. And of course, if you're watching with us live, please drop those comments in, be a part of the show. Let us know your take on what we're talking about. But as we get into that, Strizzy, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of rest today for some odd reason. But other than that, man, I'm feeling great. How about you?
I'm doing good. I feel like this is the first time too. Like it was kind of weird weather, but it was like actually like a little bit cold today. Like
I know
you could feel like a real chill. So
yeah,
December 10th, I'm like, okay, it's about time. But I feel like it was kind of a weird weather day, but just kind of like a chill day. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to knock some stuff out, and I'm trying not to look at the calendar too much, man, because it just seems to be ticking down before Christmas, man. I'm like, I gotta get my ducks in a row over here. So. But things are doing good for sure. And definitely was a fun weekend in sports. Fantasy though, man. I messed up, man. In one of my other leagues, I made a rookie mistake, man, and it's eating at me because I accidentally left Joe Mixon in. He was on a bye. I had the points. I needed 20 points from CeeDee Lamb last night, and I fell 1 point short. He'd had a great first half. He started off booming, but I've lost by 1 point and actually got eliminated from the playoffs because of that. If I would have won last night, I would have been in. So rookie mistake, man. I don't know what was happening Sunday. The time got away from me, but that never happens, man. So I'm hoping in your league, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping I can do some work and to do some damage in the playoffs to try to make up for it. But that one kind of hurt.
I know. I thought I had you, but you had both Chase and
Burrow.
They just murdered. You think you beat me by like a point or two or something like that? It was really close too. And that kicked me out of the playoffs.
They've saved me a few times. They've definitely saved me, actually more than a few times. Even though they've had some big losses, man. Burrow throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every week, seems like. So
and all 3 of them touchdowns be going to Chase too. It's crazy. Like I believe it. So look at those two.
So that was the good news. So I take the good with the bad, but I was definitely hoping for a shootout on both sides. But you can't get everything. So
I feel you. I feel you on that, man. My other league too, man. It's like it's funny. The complete opposites. I'm in second place in that one going into the playoffs, and then this, my own league, I fell short. But I'm excited for it. The other league that I'm in second place, that's the big money league. That's the one that's going to pay out nice if I can get the dub. So we'll see what happens.
That's what's up. Well, I'm wishing you much success over there. We got a few slackers in the building. We got Pops in the building. Good evening. We got Moms with a big hello. And we also have Anthony Weston Jr. And then we got to round out our panel before we get into this first topic with our brother, Matt Marcus. What's good?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you know what's going on in a few minutes, man. I got a message just now from somebody on Slackers, one of the Slackers, man. So we'll talk about that towards the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
disrespect, man, but we're gonna take care of it on the show.
All right. That's a great tease then. We got something to look forward to for sure on that one then. So we're gonna figure out what Marcus is talking about right quick. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our first topic. We got NFL talk as always, and I do want to give a shout out to Moms winning the second week in a row now. She won. She went 11-2 over only missed. She actually did not pick her Rams, so she missed the Buffalo versus the Rams, which I think everybody missed that one. And then she missed Jacksonville and Tennessee game, which I think everybody missed that one too. So we got to give her congratulations. She was actually in the tiebreaker and won that, so now that's 2 weeks in a row. We got to knock her off her perch next week, so make sure that y'all are getting your picks in, and make sure you join us for Secure the Bag on Thursday, where we'll try to get at her. We're going to talk. I do want to, we always talk about the Cowboys a little bit. Monday Night Football, it was a good game last night, but the Cowboys blew it, on a bad play. Kind of something that we've seen in the past before, where a punt block is usually a great thing for your special teams, but it turned into a turnover and gave Cincinnati a first down. They went ahead and drove down and scored the game-winning touchdown. But we've seen it before with the Cowboys, Leon Lett famously in the past, where it's like, man, you block that punt, especially if it goes across the line of scrimmage, you just don't touch it because it's just like a regular punt, If you touch it, then it's a live ball for the other team. But that was pretty whack. But I do got to commend the Cowboys for coming out and fighting. But like Marcus clapped a little bit, it's like we don't want them to win out. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to keep winning in a weird way. Like, I'm rooting for them. Obviously, I would have loved the upset, but I was okay with
Yeah, it's like once you get to a certain point in the season, like depending on your record, just like, man, let's get these picks. let's get this higher pick. You know what I'm saying? Like not playing for much at this point. Yeah, exactly. That too. Not playing for much at this point.
But Anthony Weston actually, he did pick the Cowboys, ruined his upset pick, and they were close. They were close, and this was a big loss. Though I see Pops comment feel terrible for Overshawn. That one really hurt because this dude, we've seen him coming last year, and he messed up his leg and was out the whole year. Last night he did get hurt and he tore 3 ligaments. So that's a hard one because anytime this guy is healthy, he's a beast, and he adds another dynamic playmaker to our defense. Especially that play he made on Thanksgiving, the dope play where he tipped the interception to himself, caught it, ran it back. That's the kind of plays he can make. It's tough that him going down a second year in a row, but I feel like as long as he can get back healthy, he's going to be a vital quick piece of our defense for sure. So, Stephanie Washington in the building. Hey, welcome in. Stephanie, let us know how you felt about the Cowboys game last night as we're doing a little bit of NFL talk. But other than that, I do want to talk about your Panthers again, Strizzy. They're competitive as always. Didn't get it done, but they hung in there with the Eagles. How did you feel about that game?
I'm loving it so far, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm hoping that they can have just as big offseason coming up as they did last year. You know what I mean? With literally revitalizing the O-line. O-line's top 5 in the league. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing super well. You know what I mean? Blocking for Bryce, he's not freaking out anymore. But I think most importantly is Bryce is playing well. Bryce is playing with confidence. He's, you know what I mean? Like he had an early interception in the game, but when you looked at him on the sidelines, he doesn't have. It doesn't look like he's down in the dumps anymore. It's like, all right, cool. Where did I mess up? Let's get right back into it. And there would have been about 27 seconds left on the clock or something like that. If Leggett catches that touchdown pass, you know what I'm saying? But he dropped it.
Did he drop one too in the other game? He could have. They still, I think, won, but he dropped the pass.
Yeah, he dropped one in the last one. He lost against the Chiefs too. So two like major drops against 2 of the best teams in the league, man. Like literally, I mean, we gave Patrick way too much time left on the clock though for us to win that game. You know what I'm saying? But he had a solid 90 seconds to 2 minutes, but that was about 20-something seconds if he catches that touchdown pass and we go up, So it's a tough one, but I think the kind of takeaways that I'm feeling like right now and the coaching staff and things of that nature is, one, we got to get the defense healthy. We need to start drafting some more defensive players probably and then go after a number 1 receiver. But I kind of have this like Detroit Lions type of vibe going for me right now. When Campbell came in and they only won, I think, 3 games, but every game they were in it and competitive. And then it kind of grew from there. I feel like we're kind of in the same boat right now. I think we're sitting at about 3 wins as well. We honestly will probably win another game, maybe 2 games before the season's over. And we're literally in every game. When we played the Chiefs, everyone was talking about kind of trap game this, blah, 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 blah. But then we come out and do the exact same thing to the Eagles. And I think we're looking better. Offensively, we're finally able to score points and Bryce finally looks comfortable. So I'm finally looking forward to the future. You know what I'm saying? It's been a rough couple of years. So I was happy for him, man. That was a really, really close game. I definitely wanted the dub. You know what I'm saying? Beating the Eagles would have been a big deal, but I like how we're looking.
Yeah, for sure. You can see the momentum is going in the right direction. Something to hang your hat on and to actually look forward to, because over the past year and a half before that, it was like no hope. You know what I'm saying? It was
zero.
It was bad time. Stephanie, she said only watched the first half. It was my grandson's birthday party last night. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I don't understand how you can have a grandson with, you know what I'm saying?
That's
grandkids.
I was like, okay, I'm talking about the only one you got from.
How you having grandkids and you in your 40s? What's going on?
The math ain't mathing.
It's crazy.
But real quick too, I did want to get well, Marcus, I wanted to get your thoughts. Like, I don't know if you checked out the Cardinals game, but them going down at home to the Seahawks. You know, you're kind of, I mean, you know, you're the Cowboys fan too, you know what I'm saying? You're on hold right now, but I know you have close ties with the Cardinals and you watch them closely and root for them as well. What do you think of their season in totality now that it looks like they're going to miss the playoffs? They're down in their division a little bit. They had some high hopes and they were kind of flying high for a second. Is this just the same old Cardinals?
That's why I said, but it's crazy that you asked him that, because I was like, yeah, it's over with. I talked to one of my buddy who plays for them. You know, I talked to him today we talking, and he kind of had hope. He said they're not out of it. He said we got a chance. So I was like, wow, for him, because he always keep it real. You know, he always like, it's over. But he was like, hey, I think we still got a chance. So I think he has some confidence that next games coming up, maybe they can win them out. You know, so if they do that, they in there. So I think he has a little hope. So shout out to him. I talked to him because, like I said, I was like with you. I'm like, oh, the same old Cardinals, but I don't know. I'm gonna give him a shot. So I think they got two. I think he said 2 more home games. So I'm gonna try to make those and see what happens, man. So maybe I bring him a little luck or something like that. So I'm gonna try to check him out. But I think overall, you know, just their season shouldn't be like this anyway. I think that they was supposed to have a season like the Panthers, like 2 wins maybe. They won some games, some major games. So I think it's some encouragement for Kyler Murray, but I still think that connection with him and his rookie receiver, I don't think it's like it's supposed to be. So I think maybe in the offseason they can kind of see what's going on. Because I always thought Kyler was a good quarterback. I think you got to give him a shot, give some receivers, he'll do his thing. But I think their biggest deal is that O-line, and I think which kind of runs the ball hard, but I don't think he's a running back, you know.
Like Connor, he's like physical, but
I think he's like a Zeke to me. Like he can be a two-back type thing, but having him he ain't that guy. So I think like I said, I think this is encouraging for them this year to win those games. But next year they kind of get some more pieces and that will kind of be complete. But I don't know. I'm not giving up on him yet. Maybe get one more loss and it's over. But I think he has confidence they can win these games and win out. So we'll see what happens. But it didn't hurt that the Niners won either Sunday. So
yeah, true. So that is interesting though. That division is pretty crazy. They're all pretty bunched up, and the NFC has some. Yeah, you just never know. But the NFC does have some wiggle room there, you know. So I think I don't even think the Panthers are technically out of the playoffs, eliminated. I think so it's pretty crazy how it's going this late into the season with so many possibilities. So you never know what might happen. Only other thing I wanted to mention too, a lot of talk about Josh Allen's big game and, you know, historic game, 3 touchdowns, three passing, 3 rushing, but it came in a loss. So it's not that impressive to me. I get it. It's like a big stat line, but if it comes in a loss, especially when they were down so much and they were just like kind of going for it on offense and the Rams were kind of like in a shell defensively, I feel like, you know, I don't know. You still lost. Yeah. Like,
don't count. Yeah. When you lose, like the Warriors, they were 73-9. Don't mean that you didn't win championship.
Don't matter.
So
right.
I think you do all that stuff, you lose the game. You got to win that game for it to mean something.
Yeah, I agree. I did want to get Strizzy your take on that too, because I know you watch Josh Allen closely and you kind of root for him. But one, were you surprised that the Rams jumped out on them like that, and are you impressed by the outcome?
It's kind of like you're saying. I mean, like, am I impressed by the game? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. The game itself was, you know, it's kind of wild. You know, 3 passing, 3 rushing, 6 touchdowns total. His game in general, yeah. I mean, you kind of have to be impressed with it. But like you said, if you don't win, what does it really matter? You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson has a 3 three passing, three rushing. That's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? Lamar wins that game easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he has a game like that, and probably any other top tier quarterback, you know what I'm saying, has a game like that, they win. But I think it kind of says a little bit more about how the defense is looking right now. They might have gotten exposed a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and what their current weaknesses are. So I think we got to pay a little bit closer attention to them, how they're being played going forward, you know what I'm saying, more than anything else. Because the defense really let them down. You know what I'm saying? Puka Nacua got hurt, went out for a little bit, came right back in and just continued to just body them. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Kupp had a really solid game too. So I think if the Bills had to be worried about anything, I think it's more on the defensive side of the ball than it is on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Because Josh Allen's not out there playing defense, but like, I mean,
it is crazy though. Like 1 yard touchdown, it is kind of crazy. That's jacked up, man.
Yeah, no. Eagles do the exact same thing, though.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I feel like Saquon's missing like eight touchdowns this year because of that too. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm with y'all. Every time I see Josh Allen or Hurts steal a touchdown for them after they've had some crazy games, like I feel some type of way about it. Maybe it's because I was also an offensive player. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, like, oh no, it don't sit right with me, man. But yeah, I completely agree. Like it takes away from the running backs too. You know what I'm saying? Like I do all this work just to get my touchdown snake from either even when like the second string comes in for no reason, it's like I don't need a breath.
True, you brought it all the way down.
Yeah. I don't need a breath. Let me get my touchdown. We're on the one. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to give him a drive on the next drive, cool. But like I just did all this work. I'm good. Don't let this man take my touchdown away from me. So like I'm with that. I'm not with that shit too. That's whack.
Yeah, I feel it. I want to welcome in Grace to the show. Happy Tuesday.
Up, Grace?
Hello, Grace.
Thank you for being here with us.
Hey, who was the running back when we won those Super Bowls? The backup Emmett, he had the visor. I think his last name was Williams. Was it Sheldon Williams, something like that? Do you remember that guy, number 20?
No, I don't.
I wonder if Pops remember him. I
kind of do.
He wore a visor though, but I remember he's a backup for Emmett. I think for 2 of those Super Bowls, he was there. I think it was some S. Williams. I think it was.
Got you. Yeah, Pops will have it for us.
Yeah.
But so like in the 90s, right? Like that
95 for sure. I think he was there for 95.
All right, let me see.
Sherman.
I was gonna say I don't think it was Sheldon, but it did start with an S. But yeah.
Okay, Sherman Williams.
He's another one, huh? That would kind of snake some.
Yeah, I think he did a couple. But that was one that was trying to save Emmett too a little bit too, because he was like a really active running back. But I kind of remember when Emmett, I was like, why you let Emmett get the touchdown? You know what I'm saying? I remember as a kid, I used to hate seeing that kind of stuff. It wasn't all the time, but it would happen a couple of times. I remember seeing that. So
for sure, and Emmett was like. Yeah. Because Emmett was definitely the engine, you know what I'm saying? He would get all the carries. He would very rarely get spelled.
Because Moose never got no carries, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
even though Moose was a beast, though, he was really he was dope.
But I appreciate Emmett Hall of Fame speech when he said I wouldn't have got what I did. I wouldn't have did all those yards about Moose. He said he was my guy. He got me to get the hole open like that. Because he was a real fullback. Like I said, he didn't like you got the guy from the 49ers. He be catching passes and all that. Nah, Moose was in there to block, hit those holes for him and kind of get those things open for him. So I remember all that.
I don't know why more teams don't utilize a fullback or at least like a big running back, like 2-back sets, because you have an extra blocker right there. Like,
and the ones that do are successful. When you look at the Ravens, the 49ers, teams who have like really good ones, like they're successful.
Was Dallas Clark a fullback or was he a tight end?
I think he was a tight end. Yeah, he was.
Okay. I thought he was like a.
But he played kind of some like H back, like he would go back in the backfield and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but it is weird. But I do think that like even though there's a high flying offenses, like it's going back to like football's the same. Like, can you run the ball when they know you're going to run the ball? Like, and if you can do that, you can be successful and you can keep the ball and move down the field. So, I still feel like it's still that kind of smash mouth type of thing. Oh, Pops, it was Sherman Williams, Pops. Oh, but you can't see Anthony's comments. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so it's Sherman Williams. But yeah, good stuff there. Yeah, like I said earlier, we'll be back on Thursday for Secure the Bag. But yeah, NFL is getting down to that home stretch. I feel like over the next couple of weeks, we'll do a little bit more of those playoff scenarios so we can see as people are starting to clinch things. But I can actually one more thing. the Chiefs again. The Chiefs again on a last second field goal, winning. And this one was a doinker too at the end. And obviously they were tied, so if they missed it, they wouldn't have lost. But still, I know Anthony West's blood pressure got to be crazy now through living through this. They keep.
He got faith in his boys.
They're gonna lose to the Browns.
He got faith to his boys, man. He don't care.
He's like, we're gonna find a way. True, he's seen it enough. He's like, no matter what.
Like as he should definitely be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But
9 straight titles. That is pretty crazy though to clinch the division off the doink, but they just keep doing it. I think now
is it really 9 straight though? That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's weird that like I do remember the time where the Chiefs were kind of like up and coming, like little, like a little bit back and forth. Like, dang, now that went by fast that they have won 9 straight titles. That's crazy. Oh man. Oh, he said we were losing. Oh, that's right. No, yeah, you're right. You were down by 1. My bad. It was 19-17 the final score. So yeah, so if we miss that, we lose. That's crazy, man. But yeah, them being 12-1, and I think 11 of their wins are by just 1 score. So that's pretty crazy. All right, I did want to jump to NBA. My Lakers are trash. It's been tough. The playoff was exciting last year, but I guess now being the Lakers out of it, I can see why it's not as exciting. Because last year I was excited at least because I'm like, oh, the Lakers are in it. They might have a chance to win it and stuff. They did go on to win it. So I was like, this thing's pretty cool. Now the Lakers eliminated and just doesn't feel quite the same. But I know, Strizzy, you were kind of tracking it that we're going into the quarterfinals. And it's going to be interesting to see, though, who does come through. I feel like kind of like last year when the Pacers were like doing really well early in the season and they were like really strong. You got a couple teams like that, even like the Rockets, like that's kind of interesting. The Mavs, the Thunder are obviously tough, but who do you see like out of the West and the East? Like if we look at this, and I can pull it up real quick too, but who are you feeling for the tournament so far?
I'm not even really necessarily sure who's in it for the East right now, if I'm being completely honest, but I feel like it's going to come down to the Mavs and the Thunder, obviously. I feel like Thunder are just too good. Like they've got to be the best all-around team in the league on both sides right now. Like even more so than say like the Celtics. Not to say they're going to beat the Celtics in the championships. I don't think they would. But there's always that one team in the regular season that's like kind of just geared. They just look like the most complete team or whatever, right? But when the time comes, can Shai beat out? I don't even want to say Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? But their whole team is phenomenal. But I think Thunder probably win it this year. I don't know. I just can't see anybody really beating them. You know what I mean? Like early on in the season. So I think the favorite for me right now is the Thunder. Got you.
And I'm going to pull it up really quickly. Yeah, and it kind of the Thunder Mavs. That is like a tougher matchup at the beginning there.
The Bucks. The Bucks are number 1. Wow, I thought they was doing bad this year.
They are, but
but because they won their tournament games, so they came in as the number 1 seed in the East. Because of their grouping, but that's what's kind of weird too about the tournament is like it's not necessarily based off of the regular standings. It's only the standings in those games. But I do like the Magic though. I think it'd be cool for them to sneak through and get a little bit more experience because the Magic are pretty dope.
They are
pretty dope. But yeah, I do think on the other side, Thunder Mavericks, whoever wins that one will probably go all the way. Rockets are an interesting team right now, but I still think they're a couple pieces away, honestly.
Oh, big time.
But they're doing pretty good right now, so that's cool.
They're still a primary piece away. They still don't have like a guy like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not yet.
Yeah, but their youngsters are pretty cool to watch for sure. Stephanie said, "I'm at BJ's happy hour and watching this NBA game. BJ's is pretty fire."
I know. I miss the BJ.
Yeah. There's this one over here though, but it's always packed because there's like no options out this way, so it's like always packed. Anthony West said it's time to trade LeBron.
Agreed.
That will never happen though. We have to be honest about the fact that will never, like at this point in his career.
It'll never happen unless he wants it to happen. But dang, it sucks. I feel like sometimes I feel like they've already done too much for him. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to just be like, you're out. You know what I'm saying? But like Valentine's finally catching up to our boy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens eventually. You know what I'm saying, to everybody.
Right.
You know, I said it before. Like, we're spoiled with Bron. You know what I'm saying, in the sense of like nobody plays like this at the age of 40 because that's crazy what he's still able to do. But I feel like because of how big he is, how big his name is, they still have this kind of like you said, like they're not going to trade him, right? But it's almost like they feel like they still owe him something. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, this team's never going to run through anybody else until he's gone.
No, I agree with everything you say. I'll shake my head because it's a game, man. LeBron still has enough in the tank. They're trying to get another person over there. If he's sorry, if we doing good, we can't get nobody. This all a game. Watch, they gonna get one more piece over there. He's not gonna get traded. He won't let his son come over there. He don't get traded. That's what
I mean when I said
So they always do this in the middle of the season or towards the middle of the season. They start doing things like this again. He's looking for that one more piece. I don't know who it's gonna be, but they're trying to get another piece over there. And then watch how LeBron start playing like he normally. And of course, he's not the same LeBron 5 years ago, but he's better than what he's playing right now. He's way better than what he's playing right now. But they up to something. The Lakers always try to do something like this, but just watch. They try to get one more piece over there, and they don't get some help. So people are like, oh, they need the help. Okay, but they doing good or trying to win this tournament again. You can't get that piece they trying to get. So they trying to get another piece, man. They trying to do something. So trust me, because you can't trade LeBron right now. I'm like, no, he ain't getting traded.
No, they're not going to.
Because if you watch the game, how he's like early in the year, he was doing his thing. All of a sudden now he can't for all the time. People say he wants that. Man, trust me. You look at how he's playing. Like he's
offensively, LeBron's the type of player who can turn it on when he needs to. So I don't disagree with you there at all. I just think it's like one of the.
It's not fair though. I'll say that it's not fair. Do the thing right way. Don't do it like this. I just feel that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like I don't know. I watch him play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously, like, he has these instances where it's just like, damn, LeBron he got 4 points going to the fourth quarter, and somehow he ended with 20. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like he does that all the time. So you know he can turn it on, but like it's harder to turn it on when you get 40, no matter how good you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you do, sometimes it hurts a little longer after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, and he'll never admit that, but LeBron got some mileage on him. You know what I mean? Like more than anybody ever at this point. So,
but he got a lot on him too. He getting this right here. Bronny, you gotta just stay with it, Bronny. Though, man, I know it's hard. I know you don't like what they eating there, but I know, Bronny. I'm taking. He got to do all that too. So it's some stuff he got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So
I know Fox wants out of Sacramento. I know they were looking at him going to Orlando, and I think that would be solid. But
with Cole there, are they gonna trade Cole?
With who?
What's his name? Not Cole. It's his name, Cole Anthony.
Oh yeah, Cole Anthony come off the bench. He ain't doing nothing over there.
Oh really? You think they'll swap that? You think he'll stay there?
Oh, they might swap him. You know, I mean, he might be included in the trade, but
because I'm saying he's starting point guard right now, right, for the Magic.
Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
Or Anthony Cole, my bad. I don't. He might be in there now. I think he's come off the bench.
Okay. So who's starting point guard then?
It might be him. I know Suggs has been taking on a lot of the point guard responsibilities because I think Cole just came back tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he's been hurt. Okay.
Yeah, they're dealing with some injuries, but I think they can keep their core together. I think Franz Wagner has been an absolute beast this year. Like, he don't get talked about enough, dog. Like, he don't get talked about enough.
He's really good.
You know, Paulo's coming back, in a couple of weeks, and then you get Fox over there. They already look good. I think JB got them looking nice. No, sorry, JB's on. He's on what's it called? But he's on the Knicks.
What's the chances they try to get DeRozan in LA? I know he want to get to LA bad. You don't think that's a shame they can do that mid-season?
No, I think the way the contract he took, I don't think that they can make it work.
Okay.
Or they'd have to give up too much.
Though, A-Dub? I'm gonna ask you. You're a Laker fan. Would you want him?
I mean, yes and no. I think he would be solid. Yeah. It's hard for me because I see so much potential in like Austin Reeves and like Dalton Connect, like those WBs. Yeah. Like I love Rui Hachimura. Like, but the thing is, like, as much as I love them, like, are they gonna take us like over the top? Like that's the hard part. It's like that
everybody you
potential,
name they're not better than DeRozan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like that potential to keep that and be like, oh, what could it be? Versus like getting somebody that you know is like solidified, bona fide, like
range.
Yeah. So
I would hate to get. I feel like you could keep Dalton. Well, they might ask for him, but I think Lakers might try to keep him. I think Brown would even be like, no, he stays. But I think with Dalton, I think you can kind of let go of Austin Reeves. I like AR-15 too, but I think Connect just gives you that size. He's got a lot more size.
True.
Kind of does everything. Well, he doesn't pass as much as Reeves does, but he hasn't been asked to do that either. You know what I'm saying? So
he's been asked to come in and shoot. Like
exactly. But I would like to keep Dalton at least for a couple more years. He's still on that rookie deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of nice.
He's found a diamond in the rough. Like you can't just turn around and trade it right away.
For sure. He can learn a lot from Braun and DeRozan.
Yeah. So if they say they continue to lose and have a bump season, do they look at JJ Redick and keep him another shot, or he get a Darvin Ham and he gone?
I don't know, man. I think it depends on how it goes. I feel like since he's young and
that would be messed up. They keep him 2 years when Darvin Ham but Darvin Ham did get 2 years.
No, he got 2 years.
Yeah, 2
he
years.
got 2.
Okay.
So I think they might be invested in JJ beyond this year. But
okay, I forgot about that. It was someone that got fired after 1 year though. Was coaching.
A lot of people recently, they get that 1 year.
Now, like you got to make it through 1 year. You got to show some. Like you got to show something, you know what I mean? Like you can't just have a bad 1 year. Like you got to be going good. Then your main player gets hurt or something like that to get that second year. You know
Even like our boy though that went to go, Monty Williams. Like, didn't he have like 1 year for the Pistons and got fired? I'm like, what did you expect him to do?
Yeah, especially with the team they had at that point in time.
Yeah.
At least JB Bickerstaff is he's got a couple more players in that point. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They still playing.
Lakers still playing blue balls, man. Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, you got to give him 1 more year.
A lot of teams are still paying coaches though. That's just how it goes.
I know it has the same as players though. I think Allen Houston just got started playing like 2 years ago. So unless he's still getting paid,
crazy.
It's so wow.
Everybody's not afraid to pay multiple coaches except for the Cowboys. they gonna let you play out your whole contract. They ain't gonna do it. But yeah, that's good stuff. I think Anthony Weston saying get young guys from Golden State for LeBron. I was going to ask where do you think he would go, but I just feel like if they try to put him with Steph again, like I just think that's whack. Like I just feel like there's nowhere really realistically for LeBron to go, and the Warriors aren't. The
NBA is in a bad spot if they allow that to happen.
True, because they're already they're
in a bad spot. Like I'm hearing people already talking about how the NBA is trash until playoffs. Like they're talking about NBA like they'd be talking about baseball. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of agree. Like I watch a lot of these games. I watch a lot of different teams. Not just Miami, and it's just like, dang, like some of these games are just not like players just aren't as skilled anymore. I'm not talking about like the primary players. I'm talking about like the supporting cast. Like they're just not as skilled. It feels like sometimes it's like, dang.
But it's like covered up because everybody just shoots threes and launches.
Yeah,
threes.
Right. Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But that's good stuff for NBA. I did want to touch on a little bit of. We'll
Jimmy
continue.
Butler might be on the move. Just a heads up, Jimmy Butler might be on the move too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said he wants to play for a contender. Miami's open to trading him. They've already reached out. I think he wants to go to either Dallas, Golden State, or there was one more team. I can't remember who it was, but Dallas and Golden State were one of them. And I'm like, let his ass go.
I was gonna say, does he have that type of leverage anymore? Like, is he that? You know what I'm saying, or is it just like?
That's the thing that sucks. I was talking about trading him last year. I'm sorry, Tyler Hero's our best player, dog. Like he is. Like he's been the best player on our team for 3 years. Like he averaged the most points on our team when he was coming off the bench. He averaged the most points last year, and he's averaging the most points this year. And for whatever reason, I don't understand why. Anytime Bam plays in a game with Jimmy, he looks. I don't even know what to say. Like he looks horrible. Then the second Jimmy sits out, Bam looks like Bam. Like I don't know what it is. Like he just, and then one game he plays, and then the next game he doesn't. And it's not even on the back-to-backs. I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea what his deal is. Like dude's not injured. He's just sitting out, for no reason at all. I'm like, you got 40-year-old LeBron out here playing games, and you over here sitting for literally no reason. Like you're not injured at all. at all.
Sounds like he's done. It sounds
Bro,
like
look, if you don't want to be there, bounce. Because right now he's killing us. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not helping us. He's actually hurting us. Like we actually play better when he's not on the court.
And you really think he's not the best player on your team?
I do. I think I don't. I think he's the best defensive player on our team. I do not think he's the best. Tyler Hero is not the defensive player that Jimmy is. But if you put it, but I do think Tyler Hero right now, he's the one getting us our buckets.
It is crazy though. Like that is one thing that we definitely know like about Jimmy Butler though is like mentally, like if he don't mess with you, like he's out too. Like, you know, if he's already feeling that way, you ain't going to convince him to stay or get like some primetime Jimmy Butler again. Like, so
for sure.
I'm kind of with you. Like, you might as well just make that move or, you know, figure it out.
I can't even stand, like, I think, like, if you were to go somewhere like the Lakers, I think he'll be fine because he can play defense. He can try to guard the opposing team's best player, and there he's the third option. Jimmy's not the first option guy. He doesn't. It's like when he hits stuff and it's on ESPN, things of that nature, and all the rah and standing on stuff, pointing down, talking about this his spot now. Like, yeah, it looks nice. You know what I'm saying? It looks nice. But if you're an actually Miami fan and you watch those games, like I'm sick and tired of seeing this dude, 8 points, 4 points, 6 points, 7 points. You know what I'm saying? And taking 4 shots, 5 shots a game. It's like, dog, you're our number one option supposedly. You can't be taking 4 or 5 shots a game. Tyler Heroes just put up 34, I think, on the Lakers the other night or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like Tyler Hero, I think, has 4 30-point games already this year. So I don't know, man. I don't know if he's done. So it's like, so that's why I feel this way. Like maybe he's just done and he just wants to be gone or something like that. But I don't know. It's been a while. It's just been a long time coming out. Let him go. Get as much as you can back for him. I'm kind of with Anthony. Like let's reboot it. Keep our primary guys and let's get some picks for him. Let's get as many first-round picks as we can for him.
That'll be interesting to see where he does land. Yeah. The Lakers would be interesting, but at the same time, there's definitely not enough room for him with everybody else and with LeBron. Like I feel like they would get into it after a while. Like if things didn't go perfectly rosy, peachy, then that would get ugly too quick. So we'll see. Anthony West says guys got blue braids. He don't care anymore.
Already. He said wherever he might be in Orlando soon. I don't know. But that sucks. I can't remember the third team. I remember Dallas and Golden State were 2 on the radar. So I'd love to see if Pat can do something with it. And if you don't want to be there, like
let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find out where he's going. But I did want to jump over to baseball real quick, or at least that third team that they were talking about. Oh, yeah, but sure. I do want to jump over to baseball and just we got to comment on Juan Soto's contract, him leaving the Yankees, going across town to the New York Mets, 15 years, $765 million deal. The craziest thing is it's basically the same as Ohtani's except for longer. It's like $51 million a year, which is insane. But for me, I was really surprised because with the Yankees, apparently they offered him something very similar, but a little bit less money, which I'm like
$730, I think.
$730 million versus $765 is crazy. I mean, get your money, but still, either way, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're making plenty of money. But him playing with the Yankees, being with Judge, being protected in that lineup, that gave him his best opportunity. He had his best season of his career with them. And also playing in Yankee Stadium where they have a much shorter fence was like perfect for him. So I feel like at the end of the day, that means he just was going for whoever is going to come up with the highest number. Yep. But the Mets stadium is not set up that way. The Mets are not as stable as a franchise, even though they had a good year last year. Yeah. But I was going to say, what did you think about it, Strizzy? Like him going there, like, or what would you have done?
I don't really understand it. I think he punked out. To play for the Yankees, to play for the Dodgers, to play for the Lakers, to play for the Cowboys, like you have to be like that type of player, right? You have to have that type of mindset to play for a team like that. And I don't think he has it because Yankees offered him $730 million. I want to even say it was less years. I kind of still think the 765 over 15 was slightly more than the 730 over 12 or whatever it was that he was getting in New York. But I'm like, let's be realistic. Like you said, like the Yankees, if you're not performing well, they're going to let you know. And if you are performing well, they're going to love you. So I feel like it had something to do with like he didn't want that pressure. You don't want that pressure, you go play for the Mets. You know what I mean? You're okay with that pressure. You're trying to be that dude. Like you stay in New York, and the Yankees. Like, it's the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate the Yankees, but they're still a cornerstone for Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw some New York Yankee fans talking about, bro, we would have preferred you to go over to the Dodgers than go to the Mets. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them were saying that, which is still crazy. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't know. I kind of punked out a little bit. I feel like going over to play for the little brother is crazy. Like I said, especially the year that he had.
Right, and you were already there. You were in the World Series. Like, it's not like you were choosing between the two and you never were a Yankee. Like, obviously, you already seen what that was like. So, and he didn't like it. I don't know.
I always say something that we don't know. Something in that background that we'll never know, man. So,
yeah, I feel it. Pop says Soto isn't deferring any dollars in his contract. He won't make the full length of the contract. I do agree with that. Now, I think he's. True. I think, let me see real quick. He's 26 years old. Okay, because I was going to say, I think he's in his late 20s, but 26 is still pretty young. So for 15 years, but that still puts him at 41 years old at the end of that contract, making $51 million a year.
It's tough.
Yeah. I don't, we'll see, but he's smart though, at least for securing that. I know he did get an offer. I think it was last year. I think he was offered like $400 million or something like that for and he turned that down because he's like, I want the big. He went for the big prize. So kudos for him for betting on himself. But yeah, I do think that it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Stephanie Washington says, yeah, stay with the winning team though. That's the thing. You were so close and protected in that lineup, and the Yankees, their paycheck is their payroll is they got the money, so you don't have to worry about being competitive or staying with the stack lineup. They're always going to spend that money. The Mets, it's kind of different. In a couple of years, you might be over there like, dang, like what happened? Because I feel like the Mets, every time they land a big star, it doesn't last long. So
I know
he said the contracts are guaranteed though. That true?
Yeah, their money is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So when they said he won't get the whole contract, does it matter if he do the whole contract?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So he'll be paid. Like, and that's the thing. That's why I feel like he was waiting. He's like, I'm gonna sign the biggest.
If that's my son, you going to the Mets, brother. Or you ain't coming home for Thanksgiving. You go to the Mets. Don't think about coming here.
Go get that money. That money.
That's 30 more though, right? Go get that money, man. Especially it's guaranteed. Crazy. I didn't know baseball was guaranteed like that.
Yeah. Well, I think football's the only one that's not.
I saw football. That's crazy, man.
And it's sad because football is the most demanding sport on your body, 100%. The more physical.
So is that player not fighting for their rights or something? Or what's happening there with why they like somebody?
I think it's tough. Yeah. I think it's tough because the roster sizes. I feel like they're fighting for their rights, but the NFL is be like, you don't have no.
Especially that CTE and stuff. It shouldn't be no question. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
dang, they the only ones, man.
Yeah, and it's sad because we even talk about that, like top paid running backs, like they're fighting for their money, and then you got somebody that's going to be like a bench player for the Knicks making more than like, what I'm saying, a star running back. Like, what I'm saying?
That has to be.
Every year in NBA free agency, there's guys I never heard of getting contracts like 4 years, $65 million, 4 years, $80 million. I'm like, what?
Miles Golf.
Lincoln Robinson was making like $33 million.
Miles Golf and Dellavedova got paid 66 and one got paid $60 million for 1 year. They went with LeBron. That's crazy. There's Dellavedova
contract.
Who's that?
Said Duncan Robinson got like $113 million contract for 3 or 4 years. Like he making NFL quarterback money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. I mean, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because the top ones are getting like $50 million a year now, but still,
it happened.
Yeah, Anthony Weston. That's the thing. Deshaun Watson has a guaranteed contract, and you see how that played out for the Browns. So that's why they very rarely. I think Kirk Cousins was the first one to get a fully guaranteed, but it's very rare. Yeah. Pop says Cohen can outspend the Yankees and he wants to win. I hope it stays like that, but I do feel you actually. That's true. The Mets, their pocketbook hasn't always been the same, but they do have new ownership and they are investing. So we'll see. I love the Mets too, but I was just surprised with him spurning the Yankees to go to the Mets. And if you're gonna get that money though, still too, New York's an expensive place to live. Like you can go somewhere else and make your money even longer than living in New York, which I'm sure they're not tripping about that though.
True.
Making $51 million a year. But want to welcome Unc to the show. What's good?
What's up,
welcome in. So that's the biggest move on the baseball side for free agency so far with the kind of the winter free agency. So we'll see if some kind of dominoes start to fall after everybody sees their money situation after Soto being out. I think the last thing, though, I think I want to shift gears to the college football playoff bracket. I want to talk about what we think about the bracket, and I want to do some predictions. We can wait to do predictions, but Marcus giving me the side eye. Marcus, you were the one that said you wanted your get back, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to address what was said right now, the disrespect.
Yeah, I wouldn't say disrespect. I wouldn't say that, but right before I got on, get myself together to get on, my phone goes off. I'm like, what's going on here? I get a text with a picture that says, who lost to Georgia twice this year? And it had Matthew McConaughey with the horns. It just hurt me. And from the person, I can expect this from Pops. That's something Pops would do. I can take it, you know what I'm saying? Because we go back and forth. But when it comes to Mom sending me that, man, I mean, she hurt me so deep, man. It just hurt. Like, we always on good terms. And when she said, come on, man, that's Pops behavior. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was hurtful, man. I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, get past it and everything, especially how we lost. Like, we could have won the game, and the way we lost it is just I just couldn't believe it, man. I just couldn't believe how she said it to me, man. She could have waited till tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, after the podcast. And she knew it was coming on a podcast. Yeah. So I'm all fluttered and all this messed up. So yeah, man, that just hurts, man. That hurts.
That's definitely Pop's behavior right there. He must be rubbing off on Moms somehow.
Yeah, come on, Moms. I said, I thought you loved me. She said, you know I love you. I know she loved me, though. I know. But it was just kind of, come on, man.
Bro, I knew it was over for Texas in like the first quarter because and I'll tell you why. It always happens this way. When you see a team beating the brakes off another team, like from an offensive mindset, but they're only up 6-0, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the other team always comes back. I didn't know how they were coming back. I didn't know when, if it's going to be a
fourth comeback
or if it was going to be in overtime. Man. But I was like, dog, no, they whooping Georgia right now. And
we ain't doing no points.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I wanted to put so much money on Georgia. I did. I couldn't let the money go because Christmas, just in case. But like, dog, when I tell you I wanted to put the house on Georgia to come back, I was like, they do. I'm like, I think I want to say before the second quarter, I think Texas had like 249 yards. I think y'all had like 29 or something. It was something. Yeah. It was wild. It was something wild.
6-0.
I was like, they coming back. I don't know when or how. Like, because all you need to.
I already knew it, man. Yeah, but that's the difference between. That's why you got a championship ball club. I wouldn't say the players because some of those guys didn't win.
Yeah,
but the staff and the coach, the head coach, they know what to do to win. Texas, Sarkisian, he's gonna get there. I feel like he don't get there, but you gotta go through those things like that to get there. You know what I'm saying? But the Georgia, they lost 2 games already this year, but they know how to. Was it 3 or 2 games? They lost 2 games. So they know, even though they kind of outside looking in, they know how to get their players prepared. They know how to do time out. Also, quarterback. That's fine. We good. They know the pedigree, how to get that done. So it just let me feel better. I was like, they have to go through this kind of stuff to get to that point to get over. So the quarterback now, number 3, he won't get that, but man, he's in there. He's seen it. You know how oh man, when we get down or how it starts, he gonna have that mindset that we can get through this kind of stuff like that. So I'm looking towards the future. We'll be good. I think Manny gonna win at least one while he's there. So I'm like, God dang, man. When it was 6-0, I said, man, we doing too much not to be getting points.
I know. That's exactly how I felt.
I said they don't come back and they're going to win some kind of game. I knew they was going to do it, man. But yeah, so shout out to Miles, man. Shout out to her for rubbing it in, you know what I'm saying? Put salt in the wound. It's all good, man. So
yeah, it was an interesting ball game for sure. But I kind of felt the same way. Like the defense, they were giving up some yardage in the middle of the field, but they were buckling down. And the thing is, too, that Texas could not run the ball. They ended up with only 39 rushing yards again. and Georgia kind of coming through with
predictable.
Yeah,
predictable. You got to throw the ball, so
So, but that was definitely cool. I just feel like Georgia had to kind of hold it down because Texas coming into the SEC for the very first year was like, yo, we can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't let an outsider come in right off the top like that. But it was some drama though. Carson Beck getting hurt at the end of the first half. That was kind of interesting. That was weird. But Gunnar Stockton, the backup, came in and he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He did enough. And he added a running element that we didn't really have. So, but they knew like, yo, just stay down on the defense. We'll be fine. We'll score when we need to. And it was definitely though it was a pretty good game. But the crazy thing is, we could be in line for a three-peat. You never know. They could meet again. But I did want to look at the bracket really quickly. And talk through this and see kind of what your guys' predictions are, or we can wait. But let me see real quick. At least let's look at how it shook out. So, so we have so Clemson and Texas, which I think that y'all should be fine in that one, and then ASU, 100%. Which got to give a big shout out to ASU coming.
Shout out to ASU, man.
Big shout out.
Much respect for them, man.
Beat the brakes off them. I did take ASU this weekend. I did do that much.
And I love the fact that they were able to move up to get that number 4 seed and get that playoff.
That's crazy, man.
Which I don't know what would have happened if SMU beat Clemson and they were that other conference title. I don't know what would have happened there, but I'm glad how it worked out for ASU. If you would think from the beginning of the season, second year coach, young up and coming team to where they are now, they've done a great job. And it's
I want to play though. I don't want to buy that young team. I want to play early. I don't want to wait, man.
That's true because they got all their momentum going right now.
Yeah, I'm like, God, I hate that for them, but it might help them. But me, I want to play, man, to get my motor going. I don't want no break like that. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel that because that is a little bit different when you got a team like ASU that's like been really. They came off, they had the big BYU win. Then they went and beat down U of A. Then they won the championship, So it's like it's true that you might want to build some of that momentum. But I still think Texas, they should handle Clemson, and then Texas ASU, if that's the way it goes, that's a pretty good game. But Texas, I think, has the pedigree for that.
Yeah.
Down here, Tennessee, Ohio State. That's a pretty good matchup. I'm actually interested to see how that plays out.
That's gonna be a rematch of Ohio State Oregon. That's gonna be a rematch.
I feel like this section though, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Oregon is probably the best group of 3 teams. Like that's the hardest. That's the hardest branch to come off, in my opinion, because Ohio State's really good, Oregon's really good, and Tennessee's like sneaky good.
Yeah.
Because they have a good defense, and sometimes their offense comes through. So, But moving down here, SMU and Penn State. I feel like Penn State has a good shot in that game. SMU just coming off the loss to Clemson, and then Boise State being that number 3. Which again, shout out to Boise State coming from a small conference and doing as well as they did. But I almost feel like this one is Penn State might have the easiest road into the semifinals as far as their group of like 3 teams that they would have to go up against. Mentions Aston Genty. He is a beast, man. He is a beast, but I just don't know how far they can ride him when it comes to this playoff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's predictable. The schedule that they've played, they haven't had the people to beat him. But some of these guys that they're going to go up against, it's going to be different.
Where are these games been played at? They said it yet or no?
Yeah, so they have said it. So the ASU is actually in the Peach Bowl, so it's going to be in Atlanta. Whoever wins,
I'm talking about the first round though.
Oh, the first round is the home team hosting. So
Texas,
so that Clemson at Texas, Tennessee at Ohio State, SMU at Penn State, and Indiana at Notre Dame.
That's going to play a big factor then. So.
Yeah, I think
somebody's getting upset this week though. I don't think all favorites are going to win.
Man. But what do you think is the most likely upset? I think Tennessee over Ohio State.
I think that's probably the most likely upset. But like, I don't know why. For some reason, I just wouldn't doubt if like SMU beats Penn State. I don't know why.
Dang.
Or even Indiana over Notre Dame. Notre Dame always falls short when it's time to, you know what I'm saying, when it's winning time. Like they always fall short too. So who knows?
Yeah. I do think though, yeah, getting down to that last bracket though, Indiana, Notre Dame. I feel like it's almost like Indiana versus Indiana. Those are two very similar type teams.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame has a pretty nasty defense, honestly. So we'll see. But then with Georgia waiting in the wings there, I feel pretty good about this group as far as Georgia's chances to at least win one game. But it is looking like it's going to be the backup Gunnar Stockton for at least the first game that Carson Beck is going to miss at least that first game. So we'll see how we play with the backup, but I think we got enough to handle either one of these teams.
He's out for the rest of the year?
No, they just said for sure for that first matchup, which is going to be on January 1st, that he won't be back in time for that, but they'll see if he can make it back for the other ones. Mom says, I'd love to see Indiana. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Anthony West says Oregon has the hardest path. They got screwed. I agree. It's crazy that the number one team is kind of in a harder part of the bracket versus like SMU or Penn State. They end up going up against two of the lower kind of matchups there. You know what I'm saying? Even Texas has like kind of an easier seemingly road based on where Clemson and Arizona State were ranked prior to this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I think, and Anthony West saying they don't reseed either. That needs to change. That would be kind of cool if they reshook them, but I think they just, for planning and scheduling purposes, like they have to kind of leave the bracket as it is for right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel good about Georgia's chances to make it pretty far, only because of who they're like these teams that they could potentially play over here.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that over here they've beat Clemson this year, they beat Texas this year, they beat Tennessee this year. Like, hopefully we'll, I don't know who's going to come out of that, but I don't know why. I have a feeling it might end up being Georgia, Texas for a third time. Like, I'm kind of seeing that as a possibility, but I don't know.
So that happened for a third time. It had to be a championship game?
Yeah, it will make it all the way to the championship game if it were to be the third time. So I kind of like that, though, that Georgia can't see either of these SEC teams until at least the end, if they make it that far. So we'll see. Yeah, Mom's is saying Texas and Georgia rematch as well. It's crazy.
Is that a rematch? We lost twice. That's not a rematch no more. It starts over, right?
True. It can't be like the rubber match. Yeah, so I don't know.
It's over.
But it's hard to beat a team twice now. It's really hard to beat a team three times if it were to come to that.
I'd rather y'all play somebody else. I ain't trying to play y'all a third time. I don't want to see that too much.
It's gonna be interesting to see. But either way, it's gonna be cool that this is the first time that it's gonna be this big of a bracket, and the first time that playoff games, bowl games, are being played at the actual home conference, or the home stadium. So that should be pretty gangster for
sure. So where's the championship game this year?
I think it's at the Orange Bowl, but let me double check.
So Florida.
Yeah.
Too bad can't be the Fiesta.
Oh no, it's in Atlanta again.
Oh, see, no, man. We ain't playing y'all, man. That ain't fair, dog.
It's in the same stadium again. That's crazy.
But Georgia do. They did them dirty, so they old. They go again and win. They were due for that because they. I'm still pissed off about how they did them like that. Was it last year I did that to you?
Yeah, just last year, yeah.
Yeah, so they do for that, so.
But I think then what we should do, though, since we've kind of seen the bracket and break it down, I think we should next week, we should do like a SLAC, like we all vote and the chat votes, and we pick game by game who we think is going to go. We go the first round, then based on that, we go the second round, and we go all the way to see who our SLAC prediction would be, kind of together. So I think that would be super dope. Pop says number one seed should have the toughest path. Oregon has a chance to step up and show they belong. Not, I think, it's going to be interesting to see Oregon because they didn't have the toughest schedule, but they did beat Ohio State when it came down to it. And that's the biggest fish in their conference. So I don't know. We'll see, but it'll be weird if that ends up being a rematch too. That'll be very interesting to see. The other thing I'm kind of curious about too is like all the bowls that are outside of this, like how are those teams going to feel, or is it going to be a lot of like,
I said the same thing about that, yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully there's some good matchups in these other bowls, but there's already way too many bowls. Snoop Dogg has a bowl this year, you know what I'm saying? Like just random crazy bowls, but I'm hoping so. Unc, we do have to watch Notre Dame play. What you talking about?
Yeah, they play Indiana,
huh? I know you don't like them, but they're the way their schedule is set up and them not being in the conference, they're gonna make this 12 team every year. I feel like they're gonna be one of the top 12 teams at the end of the year because they don't play a conference schedule, and even this year they lost to Northern Illinois, but they still made it in. So
right, for sure.
So they're always gonna make that in. Yeah, you can't escape them yet. But no, I'm interested to see how this plays out. But mom's got to watch that pop's behavior. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that.
Man, you gotta watch that stuff, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe. I was like, hold on, it's gotta be pops. It wasn't, man. So yeah, maybe he convinced her to do it or something. Something happened.
Yeah, true. Something. He's a bad influence.
Stay away from him, Mom. Stay away from that guy, man.
70 says Snoop Dogg has a bowl every year. That's for sure.
Right.
I wish they would just go ahead and like have a dispensary sponsor it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's here in Arizona where it's legal. So you know what I'm saying? Just
might as well.
You know what I'm saying? Just let him do what he's going to do. But all right, we'll talk more about that next week. But I think for now, that was the topics we wanted to cover. And again, we're going to count down and get closer and closer to Christmas, but hope everybody is doing well. And yeah, anything else you guys want to sign off on real quick before we dip up out of here? All right, I think we did it. We'll see y'all Thursday for Secure the Bag, and next week we'll make our official college football playoff prediction. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
And it was Shizzy.
Taco Tuesday. Peace out.
Peace.